I'm Tom Baker, this is Chasing Cars, and we've taken on this Toyota Land Cruiser Prado to our long-term testing fleet for the next 6 months or so. Why do we run long-termers? Well, to cut through the spin. Typically when vehicles are released onto the market, there's a flurry of reviews. Some of them say, best car ever in the thumbnail, and some of them get totally waterlogged and stranded on the side of some bush trail. The question in an ongoing sense is, what is the vehicle really like to live with? And that's something that you can't pick up from just a week behind the wheel. Motoring journalists are pretty good generally at distilling the good and the bad of a car, and I would like to think I can do that in a decent way, but there's no substitute for driving a vehicle to work every day, taking it on a family holiday, going off-roading and camping with it. That's why we've taken on a Prado for a longer period.
Chasing Cars, honest reviews of your next car. Brought to you by
Budget Direct.
So why have I chosen the GX? Well, I've reviewed a few Prados now, or driven a few new Prados, and I found that the more you spend, the less desirable they seem to become. And the fact you can drop 6 figures on a new Prado Kakadu is just insane with the 4-cylinder engine that Toyota have persisted with. But in the GX, a bit more of a agricultural specification, and at $72,500 before on-road costs, the value proposition looks sharper. And the vehicle itself almost looks cooler with less adornment, I think. You can let me know what you think down below. But actually lurking inside is one of the coolest features of the Prado GX that we've taken on, and I want to show that to you now. And that early feature, which I've found that I'm really loving, is this, the cloth seat upholstery that you only get in the Prado GX. Every other type of Prado for Australia has a vinyl leather sort of mix, which isn't as good for the varying climates that we get in this country. At the moment, it's really cold in the mornings. In the summer, of course, it gets really hot in this country. And there's nothing like cloth to keep things temperate. Of course, there's also nothing like cloth to soak up spew when your 2-year-old has had too much to eat. And that's why family buyers will probably prefer the GXL, which is one model above this GX. And I actually tried to get a GXL 5-seater for this long-term loan, but they hadn't landed in the country yet. So instead, we've got this Tom Spec GX on beautiful grained cloth seats instead. You can let me know your feedback down below on that. And on that point, by the way, Toyota doesn't pay us to do this. They don't put any cash in our pocket to do a long-term loan. We can pick and choose, and you can see on the Chasing Cars YouTube channel, we've done long-term reviews of different cars from across the industry and loads of different manufacturers. How do I choose the long-termers that I want to run? Well, I really want long-termers that have got people asking a lot of questions, that have whipped up some controversy, and I think you'd say the 250 series Prado has done that so far, and I'm looking forward to forming my opinion after an extended period with this vehicle. Beyond the exterior paint, there are no options on this Prado, although there is a towing package fitted to the car as a dealer accessory. Otherwise, you're pretty much looking at the cheapest Prado you can get here in Australia. That's still more expensive than Chinese rivals. It's more expensive than base model ute-based wagons like Fortuner, Everest, and MUX. Is the Prado worth it? That's what we're going to find out together. So what are the next steps? Well, it's really over to you to pose questions that you'd like answered in our long-term Prado content. On our side, we're just going to do the things that we would normally do with any long-term test vehicle, which is to say, use them like they're our own personal car. I've already been living with the Prado for a number of weeks. I've commuted in it. I've taken a couple of weekend adventures in it. I've moved some furniture in it, stuff like that, which you do with a vehicle like this. Oh, and let my friends ride in it, and they've enjoyed that interior too. What do you want to see? Please drop us a note in the comments. We'll answer as many questions as we can when you see our final wrap up of our verdict of testing the Land Cruiser Prado GX across more than just a week, instead for several months and many thousands of kilometers. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Looking forward to seeing your feedback. While you're down there, hit subscribe and the notification bell to make sure you don't miss any of this series of content. And as always, thank you for watching Chasing Cars.